everybody, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining me. Today's reading is going to be how will you recognise love when it comes your way. By the time it gets to a thumbnail, I'm going to have to shorten it so that somebody clicks on it. But that's my intentions. You have got 3 choices. Awaken the Buddha for number 1. I only said that because there's like an orange. I thought it was quite nice actually. The orange curtain coming through. Number 2 is the Woven Bark. And number 3 is Sundown Doe. So, not Jane Doe, Sundown Doe. So if you want to make a choice, and then we'll get stuck in.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay. I haven't really looked at these properly. I've just dealt them, but I'm going to just go with the flow today. There is a feeling here. The words that came into my mind as I was putting these out. This is you down here, but I can't fit it in, so I'm going to put it here. Was strength and transitions here. There's a feeling. And I'll go through it slowly in a minute, that you'll recognise love when it comes to you in a firm package. There's a feeling here that the person coming towards you, you may already know them because you've got the Emperor card up here for a person. You've got the Emperor in the past positions behind here. This person will be a strong person. And this isn't the type of person that likes giddy and silly. They may a little bit, but they're more likely to not understand it. It's somebody who I think possibly had a lot of responsibility when they were younger. They take care of people, very assertive, possibly with the Emperor card there. The transition bit in here, I think, is when you're going through, and I think it may be you, a huge period of becoming somebody new, or changing job, maybe both to be honest, or shifting perspective in your life, maybe moving abroad. And it's one of those times that you look back, if you haven't had this already, I'm assuming not because it's moving forward, you look back and think, you know, when you look back and things always seem really sort of rose-tinted glasses when you look back. One of those moments you think, that was fantastic. There is a feeling in here that this person who's coming towards you, or you may already know, as I said, makes you feel, I'm going to say feminine. And even if you're a man, this person takes the lead. And I remember seeing a video of the guy who played Poldark. What's his name? He played Ross in Poldark. I don't know if anybody's watched that. And I can remember watching him on YouTube a couple of years back when Poldark was on. And I think, yeah, I know your chart. You're Gemini Libra. And he was just giddy and silly and he was funny. But there was a bit where because he used to be a classical dancer. There was a bit where he was dancing with the friends off the set. You know, behind the scenes type of thing. And the lady who he dated, I think, said, just let him take the lead. Because he obviously was used to leading other people. Your person will be used to taking the lead. And I think that changes or puts you into a position where you are more receptive. And as I say, if you're a man, with the Empress card at the end there's a feeling here that this person makes you feel looked after, makes you feel safe, and allows you to take a back seat in life a little bit because they like taking the lead. Okay, a bit of tango. Let me start going through the cards bit by bit and I'll tell you where I've got. The cards over here for your person, you've got the New Moon and you've got the Emperor card here. So the Emperor, as I said earlier, the Emperor to me is somebody, and I always say Big Daddy because it's that person who tells you off when you're pushing the limits a little bit. It's somebody who can be quite, I think in my mind, and I could be wrong, quite set in their ways. I always think of a square when I think of the Emperor. Why? Why do I think of a square? Because it's 4. Yeah, because it's 4. Okay, it took me a long time to get there. Where everything is equal and measured and compact and contained, and that's how these people like their life. Probably very tidy desk. Probably doesn't like rudeness and likes people to be quite traditional in some sense, but is very focused on where they want to be in life. And the new moon, as I said, I think goes with these cards here, where there's some transitionary period in your life. And you are in a period of flux, and this person gives you what I guess is structure, allows and takes the lead. It's like they introduce you to somebody or to something, or they're in the new workplace that you move into, or that cup of sugar or whatever you get when you move house. That's what it feels like. You've got the Five of Cups card here, where I think with regards to transition, this must be you. You're going through a period where you may feel like part of your life has just died a little bit. And I don't mean in a bad way, but it's just, again, it's just life, and as you're moving on. And to me, we got the Strength card here with the Two of Cups. To me, it's like picking yourself up by your bootstraps and saying, all right, let's get moving, let's keep going. And the Strength card there, you may be in a period now where you're developing your self-confidence, or you're pleased with how you look, or you're pleased with where you are in life, or at least that's what your decision is, to make sure that you are happy with your direction. The Emperor card and the King of Swords behind have a cool feeling to me. It's quite an attractive feeling, but that is subjective, isn't it? It's somebody who doesn't take it from anybody. Somebody who isn't afraid to tell people when they've pushed the limit. It's somebody who knows who they are, and through basically chugging through life and having to push themselves over hurdles, they can be straight with people because they know where they're going. That type of feeling. Then you've got the Judgment card, the Nine of Cups. So in a period of change in your life, where it's not some sort of change where you decide to take the taxi instead of the bus and you meet this person on the taxi. It's like changing job, changing location, changing who you are with this card here. And you've decided, it might be the beginning of a year of the Strength card there, you've decided who you want to be this year and you're really pushing towards it. The Nine of Cups makes me think that you're in a good place. You look good, you feel good. To me, this also feels as if you're good at being sociable. And that is a weird thing to say. The Nine of Cups has that sort of, I've had a couple of glasses of wine feeling about it, which, everybody's more attractive after one glass, two glasses maybe not so much. But there is it's just like we all have barriers, don't we? When you see somebody who's had one drink, it's like, okay, maybe that's what we should all be like most of the time. It's just you're not afraid to talk to people. Life is exciting, and you're on the ride, and you're feeling fulfilled with that in some way. So you're giving a lot of yourself, you're giving a lot of your emotions, and you're connecting with people in a very sort of easy and very sort of fluent way. Ten of Swords down here for you, to me, is the Judgment card here. So you're in this period where you are ending something, hence with the Five of Cups here. These two go together with regards to moving on from a situation, being ballsy about it. I don't like that word, but it always comes to my mind because I'm sure it's sexy somewhere online, isn't it? I don't know. And the Ace of Pentacles here, again, situations surrounding possibly new job. Right, let's have a look at these two cards. The Moon card and the King of Swords, to me, makes me think that when you see this person, how you recognise this person, they will appear strong, they will be in some way being very helpful, but there will be an element of control or structure or wanting everything just so that may actually turn you off them initially. Too straight, too cool, too controlled. Let me think who has this energy. Oh, lots of personal people that you won't know. When you first meet them, the type of person who, I'm going to say shakes your hand, but I don't think they even do that because they're too detached to want to make contact. But they will be kind, they will be straight with you, and they will make sure that you're looked after in some way. It's a weird combination, isn't it? It's like somebody will hold the door open for you, but they won't make you feel warm, but they'll make you feel considered, is what I would say here. So I feel that you find them attractive, but not really. You'd be like, yeah, no, you are attractive, I can see it. There's something about you that's quite different. There's something about you that's quite classical in some way. But you're not my type. I think is what you will feel initially. The Moon card here with these, going with these 2 cards behind. You'll be confused why you're attracted to them, because that isn't your usual person that you pull towards. And then to end up in the Empress card here, the main reason you'll recognise this person is they will, if you're a man, I'm going to have to say it, they'll make you feel like a woman. And I tried to explain that at the beginning. And I always go with not so much the sex, but more the energy with regards to the Emperor and the Empress. You know, they're a pairing, aren't they? One is very much, this is how we do it. Isn't that a song? No, I'm not going to sing it. And the Empress is like, okay, let's just go with it. But to me, I guess that the Empress wears the trousers, really. Oh, I don't know that. I don't know that. It's different, isn't it? Because you think the Empress will allow things to be nurtured, allow things to grow. They will almost like create the situation, create the environment, create the home, create the romance, while the Emperor almost sits and watches and allows and then concretes it. So it would be the Emperor that says, let's get married, or let's live together, let's get a flat together. You know, here's the ring, where the Empress there basically has, in a very feminine way, a very receptive way, made the situation really. It is like putting holiday brochures by the toilet, to be honest. And then your husband comes out and goes, oh, I think we should go here. I said, oh, really? What a good idea. Let's have a little bit more of a dig in here. So let's find out about the Emperor. What do we know about the Emperor? What will we know about the Emperor? Again, the Moon card there. What else we can get with that? Okay, you may work alongside this person or know this person for a period of time. Initially, as I said earlier, because the Moon card, it was where I started talking about that you may not fall for them straight away, but there'll be something that... It's the type of person you want to bring up in conversation a lot, even though you're not convinced you fancy them. You want to see what other people think, or you want to air it, just bring it out on the table and see what anybody else has got to say, because there's an interest there, but you're not quite sure initially. I think it will grow with these 2 cards together. How will this person come into your life? After some upset, heartbreak, change. Trying to get your feet on the floor just as you're managing it, but you actually think, okay, I'm going to be on my own. That's fine. I feel really good at the moment. I think this person will come in. Perhaps at the tail end of a relationship, on the way of movement in your life, trying to put your life together. And this isn't like an aggressive way of like, life's crap, I really hate it, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be really angry. This is a case of, that didn't work, I'm going to gently see if I can roll myself into the next situation, see with the Empress card whether it flourishes. How will this person make you feel? It's almost like young but focused. It's like that sort of, when you're a kid and you think, oh yeah, actually this is really good fun, and you're not looking backwards or looking at anybody else or wondering what's going to happen next. You're just in the moment. That's how I would put the Chariot being focused and the Page of Pentacles being a kid together. It's just like you are just in that moment enjoying yourself. It's like a never-ending first glass of wine. I don't know why I say these things, because to be honest, I don't drink very much at all. Well, no, that's a bit of a porky pie. I do occasionally. This could also be somebody you've met already that has had a period of being quiet and then comes back into your life. Almost like a new start, a new beginning, but there's been almost like, I'm going to say it, here it comes, impasse. I used to say impasse, but I still prefer that because it's far sexier. But there could have been a period where this person's been cut off out of your life, maybe the Ten of Swords here, and they come back in when the timing is correct. than this feeling here as well. So before, you may have been introduced to this person, you may have heard about this person, but maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you live in a different part of town, or there's some circumstance that pulled you apart. There's a big change going on inside you. This person comes into your life. You think, oh, well, I know them. Yeah, there's something funny about them. There's something that rings true about them, or something that's wrong words, but something that feels quite unusual. There's an unusual attachment to them, which I probably would interpret as an interest, and then that's when love starts growing. I feel that you'll recognise this person because you'll be in a transitionary period, as I keep saying. This will be somebody who is adamant that they're right a lot of the time, very focused on themselves and how they are moving through life, but there'll be something quite attractive about that, probably because you are in a flux. And they will make you feel very... Let me put another card on. That's a difficult one. As I was putting the cards out, I'm trying to think the Emperor and the Empress, masculine, feminine, and I know that... it doesn't mean one has to be a man, one has to be a woman, but I always think there has to be some polarity for attraction to be there in some ways. I don't know. There's got to be some pull, hasn't there? And the masculine and the feminine are an incredibly big pull, and it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. So, I forgot what the question was now. You've got the Empress at the end, and you've got a card of sharing and working, and I had a rather perverse thought when that came out, and you've got a card here of holding off. Don't know. Let me put another one and see if my little brain ticks off on something. To me, with the work card here and the Hierophant card here, this person you may have worked alongside before, you may know as part of a structured environment where it's not really easy to show your affections with this card here, but there'll be something about the Empress card that melts like a toasty. I've been listening to my son's music in the car. I don't know what song that is off. But I was crack a line. I think it's actually Idris Elba. Well, that's what I've got for you, pile number one. You're going to meet somebody who is bossy, somebody who is always right, somebody who's probably incredibly attractive, somebody is when you're in a transitionary period and you're going to melt like a toasty. That's what I've got. I wish you luck with that, and I hope it comes true. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you. Bye. This has got a very sort of, if you're a, difficult, isn't it, the sexes, but I'm just going to say it, please change it to fit yourself. If you are a man, Sagittarius moon type feeling. If you're a woman with a Sagittarius sun type feeling. I often find that people that I know that have that makeup tend to marry somebody foreign, or somebody that is not from their town, or possibly the country where they were brought up, or where they live, where they were brought up more so. There's something different about the culture, something quite exciting. So I feel that your person is going to be, this has got a lovely feel, to recognise your person initially, it may change a little bit as I go through it. I feel your person is one of those people that give in life, to have the Six of Earth here and to have the Wheel of Fortune for the situation surrounding it. I feel that you may meet them in a different environment, not your usual, I'm going to say hangout. It will be either you'll be travelling, or this person will be very different when they come into your environment. You've got the first house here as well that makes me think that this person almost has, I'm thinking like sharing and first house feeling. To me, to put those two together does have a Sagittarius flair about it. Sagittarians tend to give, and they're very direct and assertive with it. That's the energy I would pick up from those two cards. And you can see people, or I can see people in my head like this. There's one in particular I'm thinking of. Really, really sweet guy. Really sweet guy. He's the type of person... Oh, I'm not going to say it. He's the type of person, I was going to say, that rods you if you bent over too long. He is that type of person. But he just is lovely, and he's playful, and he's exciting, and he's in love with life. Very Sagittarius. And he would do anything for you. There may be, though, that Sagittarian air from the Sagittariuses that I know, which is a huge amount of them, they will do anything as long as you don't pin them down. The moment you try and pin them down or you make demands on them, then they are basically like, you know, going around the, you know, those roundabouts you had as kids, if you're like born as, if you're as old as I am, and you used to all hold on to them, and then it'd go so fast you fling off. That's what it'd be like. They would just fly off. You wouldn't see them for dust. Okay, you've got the Emperor card at the beginning. Why the Emperor card? You've got such a flowing feel here. I don't know as yet. Let me go back. Things may change. You've got them. Okay, I've got it. If your person's coming across with a Sagittarian air and you're starting off with the Emperor card here and you've got the Eight of Swords, to me it feels like this person pulls your bells and whistles in some way and allows you to, it's like pulling a cord and the rest of you unravels a little bit. You know, and you've got those like crochet dolls or they're teddy bears and somebody pulls it and the leg starts to unravel. I feel this person unravels you in some way, allows you to relax, allows you to allow your spirit out. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think this is quite normal, but in a world where everybody's very different and we like our parents to love us, and so we do things that make them happy to some extent, depends how secure we are with them. It's difficult to drop that as we get older, but sometimes in life we get experiences and people come into our life and they allow us to be more of who we are. That's the feeling that I've got here. I don't think your person's very self-conscious. I think with the Six of Earth here that they just generally have a good heart and they know how to be. Two cards over here behind, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords. This is, I don't know whether this feels right, but to me those two cards together is a bit like Jumping Jack Flash taking you from a boyfriend or a girlfriend. That's my thoughts there. Considering you've got the first house here, this isn't somebody who's backwards and coming forwards. The first house is Aries. Aries, out of all the signs, is the one that will get what they want out of life. I don't think that's a negative thing to say, because I find all the signs absolutely beautiful, even when they're in the revolting bits of their sign. To me, there's something amusing to watch us play out, and to be assertive in a situation where somebody wins and somebody loses. And the Knight of Swords here is like somebody that's in quick. This may be somebody that takes you from somebody else. So you may already be in a relationship or with a partner when this person comes into your life. You've got here the Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles here. So the Hermit, to me, with the Emperor card and the Eight of Swords, could be a very internal, it's like changing inside yourself. So this person changes who you are, and it's not immediate with the Knight of Pentacles there, it may be very slow moving. This person is like a gift. I'm not saying you're not, because it will go both ways, but I suppose the question is, how will you recognise them? It's because your little heart will sing when you see them walking towards you. This person is playful and naughty and slightly selfish, but it's really difficult to say, is like a giver at the same time. I feel like I need to explain myself there. With the Six of Earth being somebody that gives and the Aries feeling down here, that is my dad's energy, and my dad was incredibly selfish. He loved doing what he wanted to do exactly when he wanted to do it, but he also, when we were young, he used to work in a deaf school, and so he loved helping people too. So it's that type of feeling. Yeah. And it changes you, and I think that change basically is something that it sinks in slowly with the Knight of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups down here, this is a bit like pile number one, when you're not really sure whether this person is for you. So I need to see what's going on here, to be honest. If this person isn't for you, the Seven of Cups, no, it's not. It's because you've got choices, because you're with somebody. That's what it is. Are you going to go out with a fiery person? Are you going to go with that strong person who makes life feel fun? Or are you going to stay in the relationship you're in? This person's chasing you. Yeah, it's changed. And I think there will be a fear there. If you've got the Emperor card, which is a square, I said this in the first reading because he popped up there, and the Eight of Swords, which can often be a feeling of tied in with your own thought processes, there will be a feeling of, is it better the devil you know? When love comes to you, is it better to stay where you are, which is stable? Because there will be a fear of change, yeah. And hence maybe the Hermit. Let's have a look at the Hermit a bit more. Are you quite earthy? And you earth people will see fire people, especially with Aries and Sagittarius, as being basically a lot of action and not much substance. But that's probably, I'm going to stick to that, because that probably, in its extreme senses, is right. Yeah, to me, I've been thinking about this the whole weekend, to be honest. I think we're all born with a basic vibration, you know, a combination of elements, a bit like a soup. And then we go through life and we've got tastes of other, what I guess is different, other vibrations. With the Wheel of Fortune here and the Wheel of Fortune here, you may be going through a progression of Jupiter, or Jupiter will be some part hitting off your chart in some way to allow you to be more. And that Jupiter is it's a fantastic flavour to have, as long as you're not overhashing it. It allows you to, do you know what I was thinking about Jupiterian, Sagittarian people over, I think at the beginning of the week, was they don't feel fear the same as other people. They just don't have the same, they don't feel it as the same as everybody else. Can't think of a different way to say that. They don't. An element of fear is good, but I feel that you may have too much of it, and this person shows you a different way to live. And I think that you like it, but you're not secure, you don't feel at ease with it. So let's have a look. The moon, again, same thing here. You've got the moon card, this card here, I normally connect with this card here to see what is going on behind the situation. You've got the Seven of Cups choices. You've got the moon card here, nothing being very clear. You've got the change from what is already contained in your life, probably a relationship here. And you've got possibly, as I said earlier, with the sneaky first house and the winning the lady or winning the man here, and this sort of a sneaky affair bit going on here. I feel this person comes into your life when you're already in a relationship. That's how you'll recognise them. There will be somebody who will be exciting and fun with very little fear, somebody who's playful, somebody who's larger than life and may physically be large. There's also a feeling here of somebody who's got what I guess is like I'm going to say a red tinge about them. I don't know what that means. Maybe in their beard, I'm going to say they could be female. That type of thing, you know, somebody who's got that energy that is slightly red. You've got a feeling here that you are not sure whether to move towards them, although I guess you'd be very, very interested in them. Life's going to feel like it's picking up. Time will feel quicker. You will feel more silly. In some ways, you may even have to, you know, it's that feeling of doing something incredibly different from how you usually act, and maybe going home and reprimanding yourself. Whether you're dancing on tables one night and you haven't done that for a while, you think, oh my God, did I really do that? That person made me do that. You've got too many cards here towards the end with the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands that speak of fire. The Eight of Wands is normally a card of flirting, and it's not shy flirting, it's Mercury and Sagittarius again. So it's Mercury and Sagittarius say exactly what they're thinking. If they fancy you, they say it, and I feel that you will ear more towards that sort of disposition by the time you've been with this person a few weeks. And you'll think, well, that's not like me. I'm normally so sensible. And the Wheel of Fortune, again, has that feeling of fun, change, life, excitement, and getting on the good side of life for a bit. And to me, my advice here would be, for you, sorry, my advice would be to enjoy it, because there's a feeling in here that it's something that you're supposed to grab. It's pulling out a different part of yourself. Yes, I'm not going to say anything about that comment, but it is. It's if you're going to take all the pummels in life, you may as well enjoy the good bits. And I feel this person knows how to do that and shows you how to do it. So to answer the question, how will you recognise love coming into your life? It will come in like a puppy-like package. That's really hard to say, Peter Piper. Everybody will love this person. Everybody will know who they are. They will be somebody who dances very easily, somebody who hugs very easily, somebody who likes to kiss and to cuddle, but doesn't like to be held too long. I feel that you will probably feel like this person's slightly different from your general nature, but the more you're with them, the more that you err towards acting like them. And I feel that it just ends up being a bit of a party where you're both kicking off together. This person, and I said, no, I'm not going to say what I said in the first part because it was very silly. This person brings out your inner child, brings out those bits that you were told off for as a kid. When your mum would turn around, what's your parents' killer line? Stop showing off. It's time to show off, and that's when you'll recognise this person, when you feel like showing off and they're encouraging it. So, sounds great. I'm going to leave you with that pile number 1. No, it's not. It's pile number 2. Thank you very much for watching. If you like a reading, I put them out on Sunday nights. Usually, I haven't put them out yet, and it's Sunday, but I will when I get home. Bye. Okay, I don't know what I think of this pile. To be totally honest, these are my thoughts. You may not want to hear them, but to me, it's like Dracula singing a Sade song. It's like obsessive. It's incredibly strong. It's got a very subliminal pull to it. I don't know what that means, but it's like somebody reeling you in slowly. It's like a siren singing, to be honest, that pulls a fisherman to his death. But I'm not saying death here, but you have got the Seven of Swords here. So I'm going to put another card on that and turn it over. Oh, I'm saying that. What is going on? Let me put 2 cards on that and we'll find out as we get there. Okay, let's go through the cards. How will you recognise love? The 8 of Water is, again, waters are emotions. They are feelings. The 8 of Water here has a feeling of moving away. So there's, again, a feeling of sadness. Probably why I started thinking Sade, who's got an incredibly beautiful chocolatey voice. She's such a sexy lady. Yeah, she's such a sexy lady. Amazing, isn't she? Anyway, and you've got the Psyche card down here. So there's a feeling. To me, I want to say the 8 of Water, moving away from a situation that you've outgrown, but I don't feel it with this card here because of the Psyche card next to it. It's got something else. It's more like, it's like the ebb and flow of trying to read somebody. Don't know what I mean by this. This will be a little bit of digging, but it feels very funny. Not how funny, but unusual inside me. So I'm going to keep going. The Strength card with the 8 of Swords crossing it has got a feeling, okay, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and as I always say, it may change. This is like 2 people who meet each other, are very adept at what I guess is psychic forces of reading each other, of understanding what the other one's thinking, of dreaming about each other. It's like strings that are being pulled on each other, probably from distance, probably just maybe eye contact, and you're both very, very, very good at it. Some form of magnetism in the pair of you that kicks off big time. And the 8 of Swords is almost like a lesson possibly that you're both hiding from. It's like you both know what you're doing, but you're both not reckoning up to or owning up to or understanding it, if that makes sense. Do you know when you, let's just say you go through life and you meet people and you're attracted to them and it's easy and you sometimes say the same thing at the same time. You think, okay, maybe we're slightly psychic or we're very in tune with each other, and then you meet that one. And that one, you know when they are in the same room without even seeing them, and you're dreaming about them in a way where you can see their features before they turn up in your life. If that, that type of feeling. And then when you see them, you're absolutely breathless. This has got that feeling about it. You've got the Chariot card and the Four of Swords. Again, there's that feeling here, resting, lying, dreaming, waiting. And then you've got the Chariot, which is a straight force through. So you're cutting through all of that. Really, really unusual feeling. I find dreams absolutely fascinating. And I know you read all these books, and I used to read loads and loads of books. And is it The Alchemist or one of those books, one of those old sort of things that have been out 20 years? It wasn't The Alchemist. It was another one about some sort of drug taking in South America. Great. And he was a guide, and he was going, and there was some controversy with this book, as in it might have been made up, but this guide said, stop talking about your dreams. It's obsessional. It's just thinking about yourself all the time. I don't actually think that is totally true, but it can be. I mean, Gurdjieff always said that our dreams are basically our chakras unravelling what's happened during the day. There is a possibility of all of that, but occasionally you will get a dream of something that hasn't happened, and it makes you question how life works. Such little things in life allow you to see things in a completely different way. It may be something really trivial, and by the time you've told somebody and they've laughed and it's the most important thing to you, you feel like, oh, what's the point in that? So don't do it. Keep it to yourself, and that will layer on your knowing rather than your wondering. So I feel with this person, you recognise them because of the impact it will have, your heart, your solar plexus, where else, probably everywhere else. But there's just that feeling that you know this person, and it's got an almost like witchery-roo feeling about it. I made that word up, witchery-roo. Let's just say warlock. What cracking. Oh my gosh, The Count. Watched that the other day. That is like Warlock revisited. It was fantastic. The Six of Pentacles at the top. Once again, it's that feeling of you both being quite adept with your psychic forces. I can't think of a better, less silly way to put that. You both probably had past lifetimes when you practiced that a lot. You're probably very interested in that line of work or that line of advancement or whatever the word is, or what's the word? I can't think. When you're practicing it, so you want to be good at it, whether you meditate a lot or you're both very good at it. And maybe this is like one of those wake-up calls that you get. Both of you. Maybe it's something that you haven't developed and you're still questioning it, then you meet each other. To me, I feel that you know that you can do it, but you wonder whether everybody else can, and nobody talks about it, and you're not special. The Queen of Swords is going to cut things down to common sense. It's, oh yeah, no, that's fine. Maybe I did that. I don't know, but who cares? To me, again, lots of little stories in this one, but I know a girl actually, she's probably she's about 20 now. And she woke up in her bedroom. I won't go and stay in this house now. She woke up in her bedroom. There's a man at the end of the bed in a white T-shirt. And then she screamed, and my friend, who was her auntie, came flying in. And by the time the man was gone, it wasn't a real man. It was some sort of ghost. Anyway, the Queen of Swords, by the end, 2 weeks ahead, you probably thought, did I not really, perhaps it was my imagination. Perhaps I was in between dreams. And maybe that's the way that you think now. Perhaps there is a pull there, but perhaps everybody else feels it too, or perhaps I'm just being a bit silly. And yeah, the Empress card is the growth of your psychic magnificence, your magnetism, your ability to realise that you can somehow read how energy is manipulated. I can't think of a better way to say this, but to me it's a real big deal. And it's like it is like a witch and a warlock meeting, or two warlocks, I don't really know. and almost not practicing what they were good at in many other lifetimes. And it's like somebody sending these people through, you two through, to meet, to bring back what you have practiced for lifetime and lifetime, but almost questioning in this lifetime. And the Devil card here and the Ten of Wands, again, it is, honestly, it is Sade dressed as Darth Vader singing. What did she used to sing? Sweet as cherry pie. This isn't I don't think this will be an easy relationship. I feel because you've got the Ten of Wands and the Devil card down here, this will be somebody for some particular reason that it may feel like you've been dragged along gravel a little bit, as in until you wake up, you're going to feel that everything's difficult between the pair of you. And sometimes when you get these readings, I haven't seen it in this reading, or this feeling of reading, it can often be difficult to get together at times. But there's growth to be had from possibly here, the Ten of Wands, the Devil card here, the obsession, the frustration, the passionate pull, the reading of each other, the knowing, and possibly to stop questioning yourself. Again, Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot card, that focused psychic ability, the Ace of Pentacles is moving forward with it. This is this is like somebody shouting at me. The person watching this, tell them to wake up. Tell them to wake up and to practice what they can do naturally. Can you fly out of barn doors like the Warlock? That's all I want to know. Let's have a look at these two cards up here. They're going to get me, I know. Change, taking life differently, new beginning, starting small. Okay. You will know when you've met love that comes, you will recognise love in your life when you have what I guess is a very, very strong pull to somebody and it's difficult to get close to them. That person is somebody you've spent lifetimes with before, possibly practicing some occult practice. You are very adept in that field. And possibly your other person is as well, which I started off with this feeling here. They're almost like sending vibrational songs to you, which you are probably hearing in your sleep. When you see this person, you will know it. It will make you shake inside. It will make you feel unearthed in some way. It's for you to nurture, start afresh something you started in past lives. And as I said earlier, it will be difficult to get close to this person because it's going to give you time to look inwards to be able to realise who you are. And this was somebody who, when we're met at the pearly gates, this will be the first person that you kiss, even if you don't end up with them. Why has he got in his bag? Every time I see that, I think, why would you draw that? Yes, and it's going to be like a complete change, possibly in your life direction after you've met this person. Let me just put one more card out, maybe two. Why the heaviness? Why hard? Why difficult? The Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, I'm going to tell you what I think about the Ten of Wands here. This guy, I think it's guy, I don't know, I can't say. This person on the Ten of Wands, it's like spiritual heaviness. It's like pulling around something that you need to do something with. And that's why it feels heavy. It's like weighing yourself down with spirituality. Lifetime after lifetime, you're carrying it here and it's time to release it. And the way you're going to release that is by this and this is getting it started, moving forward with it. And this person's going to be almost like the light, the touch, the lights, I don't know, a match to the paper for you to get started. Yeah, it's like you've accumulated skills. You're in a position now where you possibly can do this, and this is, that's it. This is, I'm going to finish it here because I feel like I'm going over the same thing. I'm going to summarise what I've got here. This is a very, I'm going to say profound spread for me. I don't know what that means either. How will you recognise love? You'll recognise love when you feel it inside yourself and you can't let it go, you can't stop thinking about it, and you start realising your potential to do developing some sort of psychic ability, either mediumship or clairvoyance or clairaudience or reading tarot or astrology. This person's going to throw you very deeply into that arena. It's something that you're very adept at, but possibly too straight-laced in this lifetime to say, okay, straight-laced, basically too logical in this lifetime to say, oh yeah, that's not, you know, that may not work for me. Yeah, that type of thing. I'm going to say something rude at the end, but I'm not going to. But eventually you'll get to the point where you can't do anything but look into it because you want to know the answer to the pull. And what will happen is that you eventually start afresh, something new that you need to start. If you haven't already, it's going to be the push. So this person is coming back doing you a favour, and you'll recognise them by the effect that they have on you and the effect that they almost like, not ricochet, maybe ricochet, the sort of ripple effect it has on you developing yourself afterwards. I got it out. Woohoo. I'm going to leave that there, pile number 3. Thank you very much for joining me. I haven't put the readings out, but it is Sunday now, so what I'll do is I'll try and get this edited and out tonight, and I'll get the readings up at the same time. On the website, HULUPPU.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye.